Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my February empties. I have skincare, hair care, and body care that I've used up to the very last drop. Here's why I think you should watch empties videos and why I enjoy them so much. It takes time, especially with skincare, hair care, and body care, to know if these products are actually working. If I do a first impressions video, they're fun. I enjoy watching them, but you really can only talk about maybe the texture of the product, whether it broke you out over the last 24 or 48 hours, how the product goes on the skin, what it kind of looks like on the skin, but it can't really tell you if the product's gonna do what it says it does. I know a lot of content creators have sworn off empties videos, but I really think if you want a good review of a product, empties videos are the kind of videos that you need to watch. I'm going to start off with skincare and a couple cleansing products. The first one is new to me. It was the Aborian Centella Cleansing Oil. This was my replacement for the Hada Labo. I hadn't done my Hada Labo cleansing oil order, and I thought, you know what? This was on sale at the 21 Days of Beauty this fall, so I picked this up. It was a little on the pricey side, regular price, but it was on sale, so I wanted to give it a try. I ended up using this as a body cleansing oil. The fragrance in this was just a little bit too much for me, but it did the job. It took the makeup off, it emulsified and rinsed clean. It's a great cleansing oil. Just for me, it worked better as a body cleansing oil because of the fragrance. So I would definitely recommend this product, but if you still are a fan of the Hada Labo, it's much cheaper and it does the exact same thing. Of course, I always go through a box of my Clean Skin Club cloths, so I went through a full box of those. That's what I use instead of my makeup eraser now. I just prefer the cleansing cloths. You just pop them into the organics. I also went through a couple serums. This, if you've been watching my Instagram account, if you're not signed up for my or you don't belong to my Instagram account or not following my Instagram account, definitely jump over there. I do a lot of daily reviews, just fun daily skincare topics that come up or products that I'm using. It's just a lot of fun over there. So if you like, just short daily content, definitely sign up at Cynthia.Sterling_over50 over on Instagram. But I talked a lot about this month. This is the Wish Trend. They're phenols in propolis, 15% ampule. This I fell in love with. I had used it a while ago and kind of forgotten about it, but this winter has been so gloomy and so dry and so cold. It's sunny today. I'm finally enjoying a little bit of sunshine, and I'm sitting here in front of my window while I film this and absolutely basking in the glory of the sunshine because it has been one gloomy winter. But this was my skin savior as far as serums. I love this serum. I'm going to be repurchasing it. I love it that much. It's great for dry skin. Let me talk a little bit about the ingredients because the ingredients are somewhat unusual. It has the propolis. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, I don't think that this is going to be for you. And unusually, it does have some fragrance in it, but it doesn't seem to bother me. I don't actually even notice it. It has 59% Hutainia extract, so a lot of extracts, and then a few other essential oils. But this is super hydrating. It doesn't irritate my skin. So if you have sensitive skin, I have fairly sensitive skin, I would recommend this. Like I said, it has antioxidants, really hydrating, sits beautifully under all the rest of my skincare. It never pills and does the trick in the wintertime. So I highly recommend this serum for dry, sensitive skin in the wintertime. All right, the next serum that I've absolutely fallen in love with, the Pillow Talk Derm Hyper Serum. This is an amazing serum. I'm going to put their website up here because what's interesting about their website is if you click on this item or any of their products, you can go down to the key ingredients and you click on the key ingredients and a pop-up comes up and explains all about the ingredients. You don't have to go to the Inky Decoder or another website to find out what in the world this ingredient does. So it's all right there. You just click on it. The information pops up. The reason I've been loving this serum is, number one, it's the perfect moisturizer, which is kind of weird because it's a serum. I've been actually using this in place of a daytime moisturizer because one of the base ingredients is glycerin, and glycerin is an amazing moisturizer humectant. It also has a few pigment fighting ingredients like alpha-arbutin and kojic acid and licorice root. So it has really great ingredients, and I love the base of this, the glycerin base. It also has some anti-redness. I've been getting quite a bit of redness and irritation this winter. I'm not really sure what's up with my skin. Not really hot flashes, but especially in the evening, my skin gets really pink and red in the cheek area. So it also has diglucosyl gallic acid, which helps with redness. So this has been one of my go-to serums. I think this is the third one that I've finished up. And I'll show a picture of the cartridge and a cutout here. Next up is another moisturizer I've been trying, but it's not technically a serum. This is the Stacked Skincare. This is their Microbiome Rescue Daily Moisturizer. This is really expensive. It didn't do anything special for my skin. I know the microbiome was like a big hot topic in 2022, but this just didn't do that much for my skin given the price. And I'll put the price down here. So if you're really into repairing the microbiome and you need a really light moisturizer, you might want to try this. But for me personally, I just didn't notice that much of a difference in my skin. So thank you very much. I believe Stack Skincare actually gave this to me in PR, so I wanted to mention that. Okay, next up are some sunscreens that I used up. I used up 5 sunscreens. Oh my gosh, a lot of sunscreen. I probably had just the dregs of this from over the summer. Of course, my Peter Thomas Roth SPF 45 mineral sunscreen. I love this, but my mom and I have both decided that there are better sunscreens out there now that are a little bit lighter. If you want a mineral sunscreen and you don't want to wear makeup and you just need a little tint, and you just need a mineral sunscreen for the day, then this is a go-to. But we've decided that it's a little bit too heavy feeling. So we've both kind of passed on this for this year. We're not going to be using it in 2023. So that's kind of an update on one of my faves from the past. All right, another fail for my sunscreen. This is not a fails video, but this is the daily go-to sunscreen by Purito. This was their redo after the whole Purito thing. This was it's a 4 pluses, 50 plus. It's a nice sunscreen, but it's a little greasy. I definitely feel like I have to put a little powder on after this. I can kind of feel it on my skin. So this is not going to be a repurchase for me. Another one that I really liked, and that's similar to the Peter Thomas Roth, but a little bit lighter, not quite as heavy and creamy, is the Blockstar Invisible Daily Sunscreen, but it's only SPF 30. So I probably won't repurchase this. I really liked it when I tried it. It has kind of that dimethicone feel, so you could definitely use this as like a skin tint if you wanted to skip your makeup that day for an everyday look. But considering it's only SPF 30, I really need a higher SPF here. And the other thing is, if my skin tone is just off, if I haven't gotten, a little bit of color in the summer, or if I'm just a little on the pale side, it really kind of gets caught in my hair and I have to do a lot of buffing. I definitely like this sunscreen if you're a little bit darker tone than me. If you're more like a Fitzpatrick 3, you probably are going to love this. And if you want an all mineral sunscreen, this is definitely a great choice. All right, my absolute favorite sunscreen on the planet is the EV Defense Mousse. It's always going to be one of my top number 1 or number 2 sunscreens, but it's so hard to get. I actually spoke to, I guess it was the CEO or one of the representatives. I'm not sure who it was, but I spoke to her recently because I've been talking to her for like a year on how we can get this more cheaply shipped to the United States. So she was off to her warehouse yesterday to see how the pricing was going to go, but it's still really expensive to get shipped to the US. If you have fallen in love with this, like I have, my go-to purchase is IFSOGO, IFSOGO.com. You have to order in bulk, but I order it for my entire family and friends once a year, and it's somewhat cost effective. It's not cheap. It's just one of the best sunscreens I've ever used. So, and my boys use it because it's foam. Okay, you can kind of see there's a little bit of foam there, but it's foamy, so guys like it. My husband will even use it if I beg him to put it on. He's so terrible about sunscreen. Ugh. But anyway, he's Greek. He says he doesn't need it, but he's so ridiculous. Anyway, but if you have a male in your life who you really need to talk in to start wearing sunscreen, this might be something that you'd want to pick up. Because like I said, at this point, because I have 2 boys and I love it myself and I've got some of my family members hooked, I buy it in bulk. So IFSOGO is your go-to for EV sunscreen. And if I have an update on that, I will leave that, I guess, on my community page. Another sunscreen I tried that was kind of like not my favorite at all. I also received this in PR. This is from Dr. Loretta, which is a great company. I love some of their products, but this is their Broad Spectrum 40. This one is slightly tinted. Is it all mineral? No, it's a combination. I actually have a little bit left in this. But what I found with this is it leaves a bit of a white cast, which isn't, the worst thing in the world, as long as you're sort of like Fitzpatrick 1 or 2. I just can't recommend this because of the pilling. It pills over most of my skincare products. If you're just having a day where you're running out and you're just putting on some sunscreen, this would be fine. But if you're using it over any other skincare products, I definitely have an issue with pilling, especially if you're going to be putting makeup over it. I think you're going to have an issue. So this is a great sunscreen if you're having a sunscreen only day. Otherwise, it's a skip. It appears they were listening to their customers because it looks like they've come out with a new formula. I'll definitely be including this in my next sunscreen review. So let's move on to some skincare that I've been using for my décolleté. If you've been watching my channel, you know I'm on a journey for décolleté rejuvenation, and I've had a few in-office treatments, which I'm going to share with you later in the spring, probably closer to to summertime because I'm having my last treatment, I think in June. I had to push it back. There were so many things going on. So I won't be really getting to my décolleté rejuvenation until later in the summer. But what I've been using on my décolleté to fight the pigmentation that's built up over the years, of course, besides sunscreen, is the Dr. Loretta glycolic pads. And also, these are from my dermatologist. It's a combination of kojic acid, arbutin, emblica, and I need to look up that ingredient. I'll put what that is right up here in a cutout. But it also has the key ingredient in this is the 6% hydroquinone. So I have to rotate this through my skin care routine. And when I'm not using the hydroquinone, I'm using the glycolic pads for lightening and brightening my décolleté area. I finished up 2 products that I use for lash growth. If you've been on my channel, you know that I swap out one day with Bimatoprost, Tretinoin Latisse, and one day Revitalash. Now, the Revitalash is a little bit more conditioning, so I don't use the Bimatoprost every day. Just this seems to condition my lashes a little bit more, but it also has prostaglandins. These are both prostaglandin products, which I know some people have an issue with. And actually, Dr. Andrea just did a video on Bimatoprost. She does not recommend Bimatoprost for lash growth. She is concerned about fat pad loss. Interestingly, after Dr. Dre's video, I had my yearly eye exam, and I actually see a specialist because we have family history of genetic issues with our eyes, detached retina, macular degeneration, Fuchs disease. So I see a very highly trained specialist, and I asked him about Bimatoprost after seeing her video, and he's been practicing for 25, 35, I think close to 35 years. He used to do cosmetic eye surgery. Now he just does regular eye surgery and sees patients on a regular basis. And he, in all his 25, 35 years of practice, and has been prescribing Bimatoprost since it came on the market, has never seen the discoloration of the iris, has never noticed any fat pad loss. He does say you can get some irritation on the skin of the eye, and that's why I kind of do my alternating pattern, but not everybody will have those concerns. And I just wanted to reassure you that, at least in my case and his case as a practitioner, the fat pad loss has not been an issue. Everyone has to make their own decisions and, assess the benefit and risk analysis of using a lash growth serum, but I just wanted to share that with you. Also, I talked to him about the new eye drops that you can use for opening the eye area or lifting the lid of the eye area called Upneek. And he said I would be a candidate for trying that because I got a little bit of drooping in my eyes. I think it's one of my eyes is a little bit more droopy than the other. Anyway, I'm going to be picking up that prescription and I'll do a review on that for you. But he had no concerns with me using Upneek or Bimatoprost. So if you have some concerns about using either of these products, just talk with your prescribing physician and see what they have to say. Now I have some hair care products to share with you. One is a shampoo that I'm absolutely loving. I've talked about this before on my channel. It's by Hyel. It's their Hydrate shampoo. I've also been trying their volume shampoo, and it doesn't give me the volume that this does, which is ironic. I'm gonna look at the directions. Perhaps I'm like using too much or not using it right. I actually prefer the Hydrate shampoo to the volume shampoo, and I love it, and this will definitely be a repurchase. Here is a conditioner that I have also talked to my channel a lot about. I finally finished my Pureology. This is their Color Fantastic Top Tone Purple Violet color. I love this to kind of keep my grays gray, get rid of the yellow, and it's just a basic kind of glossy conditioner that you use at the end of shampooing. You kind of leave it in. I do wash everything. Before this, after I wash my hair, I put this on, kind of clean up, do everything else, do my shaving, do all that, and then I rinse this out. So it just gives my hair a nice gloss. It cuts the yellow. One of my favorite products, and it's not too purple. I know some of the purple shampoos can kind of really deposit, especially, and leave purple in your hair, especially if you have your hair is kind of dry and deconditioned. So this is a great one to try, along with Fanola, their foam. So I need to pick up one of each of those. I like them both equally. In fact, I might like the foam a little bit better than this, but this makes my hair a little bit glossier. So it's still a toss-up between those two, but I'm gonna get them both again, and then maybe I'll rate one or two. I need to do a hair video coming up, so maybe I'll include those in my next hair video for gray hair care. All right, last but not least is my Rogaine. If you've been on my channel, you know that I've used Rogaine for 10 years, and I need to review this again in a hair care video because I'm trying some new LED for my hair, and I'm also trying a new product for microneedling. It's called Calcium, and it's a stem cell growth serum that you apply to the scalp and you microneedle it in. For the past 6 months, I've been using Rogaine, and I've microneedled it in about every 3 nights. I use this on a regular daily basis, but I only do the microneedling kind of every other day because I don't want to irritate my scalp too much. But my hair growth has been maintained. It still feels thick. The density is the same. It just keeps me in good check with my hair growth. I don't have a lot of shedding like I used to have. So that's been my go-to. And I will give you an update on the calcium product that I'm using 2 nights a week. And then I'm also using Rogaine and other serums the other 5 nights a week. So a video will be coming up on hair care pretty soon, especially if you're interested in hair loss, how to maintain hair growth and hair density. All right, let's go on to body products. These are not going to be a surprise to you. This is my dynamic trio that I've been using for over a year. I get out of the shower, I throw on the Hydro Boost. This is by Neutrogena. In the shower, I cleanse with an AHA BHA cleanser. This is the one by Murad. It's an exfoliating cleanser. It gives a nice gentle exfoliation with chemical and a light physical exfoliation with jojoba beads. So I really enjoy this particular cleanser, but you guys have suggested 3 or 4 other cleansers and 3 or 4 other moisturizers, including a retinol moisturizer and an alpha hydroxy acid moisturizer that I'm trying. So I'm putting my dynamic trio aside for you and trying some of your suggestions, which will be coming up in a body video probably at the end of spring or the beginning of summer. I went through another one of my bottles of Slather. I'm not repurchasing because I purchased some of the ones that you guys have suggested. But if you want an all-in-one hydrating, moisturizing, slightly exfoliating, and something to make your crepey skin go away, I love this. This has retinol, it has lactic acid, it has urea and squalane, which are 4 of my just go-to body care ingredients. And I love this. It goes on really light on damp skin. It doesn't leave my skin greasy, and it doesn't feel sticky and tacky like some of the other thicker creams do. So like I said, this also gives me the opportunity to include a retinoid in my body care. So this is definitely one of my favorites, but as I promised, I'm trying some of your products that you've recommended for body care, and I will report back in a few months on those. I hope you've enjoyed my roundup of my empties in February, and if you have any questions on any of these products, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Thanks again for watching and wishing you guys a skintastic day.